Hello everyone, once again I welcome you all to my class. In my previous video I discussed with you all about the question pattern and the books that you are having. Today I am going to start with the second chapter of your book known as Snapshot, from the book Snapshot. The name of the chapter is The Address. Okay, this chapter I am going to start today. The story is written by a writer, Marga Minko. The address is written by the writer Marga Minko. Now, why this story has been titled as The Address? What is the background of the story or the setup of the story? The background of the story is the time of the Second World War. Understood? It's the time of the Second World War, in which Germany, as you all know, was one of the very powerful nation which took active participation in Second World War. And you also have heard about Hitler, the dictator of Germany. So during the Second World War, Hitler and his Nazi army, what they used to do, they used to send the Jews, Jews, the Jews, the Jewish people, to concentration camps. Understood? What are concentration camps? Concentration camps are camps where prisoners of war were sent. They were enslaved. Prisoners of war means they were enslaved. There they were tortured. They were they were starved, and sometimes even they were killed. All right. So the background of the story is this: the Second World War, during which Hitler and his Nazi army were capturing the Jews and sending them to the concentration camp. Here in this story, the author and his family and her family, they were Jews and they were living somewhere in Germany or Holland. So they were afraid, they were a Jewish family, they were afraid that they might be caught. So what they decided to do was to leave their home at the time of the war. During the time of the war, they decided to leave their address, their home, and shift to a safe place. Alright, that is why the story has been titled as The Address. And they, while leaving their house, there were several expensive things in their house, and things of very rare specimen, very beautiful antique pieces were there in the house. So they gave all their expensive and rare things to one of their acquaintance. And the author's mother, she gave the author an address, asked her to remember that address, because all their things were at that address only, and they hoped that once the war gets over, they will go to that address and they will take back their things. But as it is said that man proposes but God disposes, so whatever they planned, it did not act out in that way. Something, it happened in the other way. But narrator, she remembered the address and she went back to that address to get back her things. That is the story about. Okay, and how she felt, whether she got back her things or not, that you will come to know once we go through the story. That is why it has been titled as The Address. Now every story most of the stories, not every story, but most of the stories that we read gives us a give us a message. So if you ask me that what is the message or what is the theme of this story, the theme or the message of this story is this, that we human beings, we must learn to get detached from things which apparently appear to be very important for us. We human beings, we are very attached to materials, to this materialistic world, understood? And we want certain things are there which we consider to be very important for us, but we must learn to leave things behind. This is the theme or the message of the story, that we human beings must learn to leave things behind and keep the sweet memory of those things alive in our life. It is not necessary that to keep the sweet memories alive in your mind, in your life. Every time you need to be in possession, you need to possess the things. That is not necessary. We must learn to leave things behind. So this is the theme or the you can say the message of the story, the actress. How the story starts? The story starts with this thing that narrator, she remembered the address that was given to her by her mother. Her mother had named a woman who was known as Mrs. Darling. Narrator's mother was Mrs. S, as mentioned in the story. So Mrs. S, she had given the narrator the address of that place where several expensive things of their house were kept. And she remembered the address. The war was over by that time when the story starts. When the story starts, the war was over. There was peace was prevailing, and narrator decided to get back to that address to get her things back. So she reached the address, she rang the doorbell, and she found a woman standing in front of her. She asked the lady whether the lady could recognize her or not. And when she asked the lady, "Do you still know me?" This was the question that she asked. The lady started looking at her very surprisingly, as if she had never seen her before, as if she was trying to recollect who this woman was. Understood? This way she was looking at the narrator. Narrator felt very awkward, obviously. When you reach an address and you think that you have reached the right address, but when you ask the person whether the person recognizes you or not, and the person gives a very curious look, surprising look, then that is something very awkward. So she also felt very awkward. And when she asked this question, the lady very bluntly answered that she does not recognize her. The woman answered, she does not recognize her. And she introduced herself, the narrator. She introduced herself. She said, "I am Mrs. S.'s daughter." She then, still the lady who had opened the door, kept on looking at her in a very surprising manner, as if she was trying very hard to remember, but could not recognize her face, could not recognize her. And then narrator got confused. Okay, she got confused. She thought, was she at the wrong address? Had she forgotten the address and she had rang the doorbell of a wrong house? She was thinking. Then the woman moved a step behind, as if, and now opened the door. At first she had opened the door in a very, you can say very narrow opening was there at the door. She had opened the door. But then when she opened the door a little wide, narrator could see that the woman was wearing her mother's cardigan. It was a green cardigan. And we are generally, children are generally well accustomed with the particular cloth or sari or sweater that our parents wear, father or mother wear. We are sometimes familiar with them. So here narrator was very familiar with this green cardigan of her mother, and she found this lady wearing her mother's green cardigan. Now she was sure, she was confirmed that she had reached the right address. There was no confusion. And this lady was telling a lie drastically, that also she could understand. Because she found that in the cardigan, the buttons, there were wooden buttons stitched up in the cardigan. And those wooden buttons had become very pale because they had been washed. The cardigan had been washed several times. And when the woman, that woman was actually Mrs. Dorling. When Mrs. Dorling saw the expression on narrator's face, she understood it very well that narrator had recognized her mother's cardigan. So what she did, she went behind the door and she hid herself behind the door so that narrator could not see her cardigan. Now narrator asked her that, you knew my mother? And then the lady said that she did not expect that they had come back. Mrs. Dorling, she said. She asked narrator whether they had come back or not. And narrator replied that she had only come back because her mother was no more. Understood? Narrator's mother was no more, and she was all alone during the what time, what happened to her mother, how she passed away. Such detail has not been provided over here. But her mother was no more and she was all alone, and she informed that only to Mrs. Dorling, that she was all alone and she had returned. And then Mrs. Dorling gave a very unpleasant look on her face, as if she was very, you can say, not very happy to see the narrator returning. So she shifted back and she was trying to show that she was very busy. She doesn't have time to talk with her. Okay, so rest. It's a good story. We'll continue in the next video.